Hey guys, it's Maymay and welcome to part 2 of our stationery gift box set. This is our little box we're making that's going to hold A2 cards, some 3x3 cards and envelopes, and some tags, and be a gift set to give to somebody. It's also going to have a book up here that we're going to talk about later. What I want to do now, this may even be a 3-part video, I'm not sure. What I want to do today is I want to make the cards for here, the note cards for here, and the tags for here. And I think I want to start with the tags. So the tags I'm going to make for this little box are going to be 2 1/4 by 3 inches. So this is a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock. We carry this in the store. This is one of our 12 by 12 pieces. It's made by Paper Accent. So if you're looking for it, it'll be in the blog post. We'll have it linked for you. But I'm going to run through here really quick and cut this piece down to 3-inch strips. And because it's 12 by 12, I should get 4 of them. And remember, not all 12 by 12 is perfectly 12. This one's pretty good. Sometimes you have a little bit extra, so you might want to go through and just make sure they're all 3-inch strips. Now I'm going to run through and cut these guys at 2 1/4. That's going to be the size of my little gift tag, which is super cute. I like to have these just to put on gifts all year long, and this is going to be the perfect little guy for it. All right, so I'm going to cut as many as I can from this sheet of 12 by 12, and that's what I'm going to put in my box. So I was able to get 20 of these guys out of that one piece of 12 by 12, which is really good, actually. Pretty happy with that. So now what I'm going to do is poke my holes, and I'm going to do them, all at one time, or, several at a time. And I'm going to use the thinner hole this time because I'm just going to put baker's twine in these. So I'm just going to use the thinner hole. And while I've got that there, that's where I want it to go. I'm going to slide my little stopper into place so I'll know where that needs to be each time afterwards. So just tightening that down on the side. And I've just eyeballed the center. So that's where I want my little holes to live. And one of them didn't cut real well. Let me cut that one again. So there's my first stack. Now what I'm going to do is pick up another stack and let this be my guide for how I'm going to poke them. Now, I am not a perfect cutter, so some of these are a little bit off as far as like length. What I want to do is just make sure I'm putting the top of the tag in to my little crocodile so I can see where to punch. And I want to tap these down on the table so that all the tops are even. So see what I'm saying? This is the top. I'm going to tap the top down on the table. So if I have any little discrepancies in length down there, it won't matter. All right, so let's put this guy in and keep going. So now I got all of those done. Now it's time to make them look like a tag using my angle punch. So I'm just going to pick up a stack of these guys. Not quite as thick as I do with the hole punching because I can get a little off on these if I'm not careful. I'm going to put these into my punch on the large side. So see how I get that little angle? Oh, I love this angle punch. It makes life so easy. If you're a tag fan, I love it. So I'm just going to run through and punch all of these guys the same way, and our tags will be ready to decorate. So now for my tags, I'm going to make a circle to showcase the monogram. I'm going to use my 2-inch scallop and my 1 3/4 inch circle punch, and let me show you. So if you don't know which paper pack I'm using the Home Again pack from Echo Park. It might be Cartabella. Let me get the cover. Yes, it's Cartabella. My bad. So I'm using this pack, Home Again, which is gorgeous. I just thought this would be so pretty for a bunch of note cards to sit on someone's desk and to use. So here's what I did. I took one of the sheets. This is one of the little cut aparts that I'm not going to be using anyway. I took one of these and cut it down into 2 1/8 strips. So I have a little bit bigger than my 2-inch scallop punch. And I'm going to run through and I'm going to punch out 20 of these guys because that's how many tags I have. So there's those, and now I'm going to do the same thing with my 1 3/4 inch circle, but on white cardstock, because this is where I'm going to stamp my monogram. If you've been around here for any length of time, you know who this gift is for, right? Every year I make a monogram gift for my mom, and this is the first year I've been able to do it with my own stamp, so I'm super excited about that. So I'm going to get 20 of these circles punched in white, and then we will head to stamping, the fun part. This is the stamp set I'm going to use, and for this tag, I'm going to use this E right here. My mom's name is Edna, and this E reminds me of how she writes her E. I think she writes the prettiest E, so I'm going to use this one for her. And I'm just going to do it on a block. You could use your Misty if you wanted to. I don't really think I need it for this. If my paper had a pattern on it, or I was trying to say very specific, I would. But since pretty much I just need to get this E centered on here, I don't really think I need my Misty for this. Also, I'm going to do something a little different. I'm not going to use black today. I'm going to use brown, but I got to decide which brown I want to use. I don't know if I want to use acorn or pine cone. Well, now I know I want to use pine cone. See, I wanted to lay it there and kind of see. So this is pine cone from Versafine Claire. I love the browns in these sets. And I just thought it'd be neat to not do, I always do black ink. So let's do it a little different. All right, so I'm going to put my ink there, get my stamp started, and we're just going to stamp away. Now, I will give you a tip here, okay? I tend to get busy and go fast. Going fast when stamping is not good. You will wiggle, you will rock, you might not ink it up all the way. So if you're in a hurry, don't do this while you're in a hurry. Do this when you have a second. And if you think you might get in a hurry in the project, let this be the first thing you do. You know, sometimes you might sit down to make a project as a gift and think, I've got 3 hours to get this done. Then do this first. You'll be much more likely to not be in a hurry. You might be thinking, what does somebody need tags with their initials on for all year long? But think about it. You go to parties all year. You take birthday gifts to folks. You go to baby showers. You do all kinds of stuff. This is a perfect way to put a tag on a gift, and it's personal for you. I think it's kind of neat. While I'm stamping, I'm going to go ahead and stamp to and from on the back of these guys. And I'm using the to and from stamp that is from our Tag It stamp set. So I think this is perfect. Even though you have your initial on the front, you still might want to write your whole name out. So I'm going to go through and stamp these. And even though I'm using craft color cardstock, I'm still going to stamp these in brown because I think it's pretty on there and it's very cohesive that way. All right, so now it's time to assemble. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue these E's directly down to the little scallop circles that I punched earlier. I'm not going to pop them up in between. I am going to pop them up on the tag, but I'm just going to do this for now. Isn't that pretty? It looks so pretty like that. I love it. So I'm going to run through and glue all these guys together. Now what I'm going to do is flip all these guys over like playing cards, like I'm playing solitaire in here. And I'm going to put a little piece of foam square on the back of each one. So a little piece of Scotty. So now that I got everything stamped and put together on that end as far as these little guys go, now it's just time to glue them onto the front. Now I want to show you what I'm doing. I put my Scotty down. Now I'm going to add a dot of glue to each one just as an extra precaution to make that stay really well. And I'm just sticking these kind of low center of the tag. I think that'll be cute. So I'm just going to run through now and assemble. This is a very much an assembly line process. This is a great project to do while watching a movie, you know, because it's one of those things where you just kind of can be mindless about it. Just kind of get the job done. Perfect project for that. So I've placed my tags inside to see how many it'll hold. Remember, I make these like in real time with you guys. Truth of the matter is I'm about 5 tags too much. But I think I can still put these in once I put the magnet on. That'll stay in place and hold those. I think I'll be fine. It's just going to be a matter of does my little book that I'm putting up here get in the way. So if you want to, just trim it back and make 15 tags instead of 20, and you'll be fine. These are super cute, and I can still give these to Mom a different way, or save them for when she needs a refill, right? All right, so those are my tags. Also, I wanted to mention this. I'm not going to put the baker's twine on these now. What I'm going to do is give her a roll of baker's twine with this gift, and then she will have them so she can use whatever length she needs. Y'all know that's my big pet peeve with tags. If I put my twine on now, I never have enough when I need it. So sometimes I need a long piece, sometimes I need a short piece. So I'm just going to give her a roll of twine to go with her gift. So there's the tags. Now let's keep going. So now I'm going to go ahead and start prepping the 3x3 cards. I love a 3x3 card. I think it's perfect for a gift bag or something like that. If you just need to add a small card, you don't need a full greeting card for a gift that you're given. I think these are great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a 12x12 piece of cardstock. I'm going to cut it down to 6 inches. All right. And then I'm going to cut each of these sides down to 3-inch strips. And that, when scored and folded, is my 3x3 card. And I'm only going to use 1 piece of cardstock for this. And what I get is what I get. I'm pretty sure I can get 8. Y'all know I don't do math, right? But I'm pretty sure, yep, there's 4 from one side and then 4 from the other. Now, you guys always say to me, yes, you're going to make 3x3s, but what about the envelopes? You can buy 3x3 envelopes if you want to, but I'm going to make some for these little cards today. I think it'll be cute and it'll be easy to do. So I'm going to cut 8 3x3 card bases. And then we're going to make the envelope for them as well. Now we're going to make our envelopes, and I'm using white cardstock that is 65 pound, which is a little bit heavy for an envelope, but I think it'll work for what I'm doing today. If you have something lighter, you can use that. And here's how this works. So I'm making a 3x3 card. So I need a 5x5 inch piece of paper, and my score alignment guide is 2.5 inches. All right. So I've put my template into my works tool, just like this, and I'm going to line the edge of my paper up here on 2.5 inches. So you see I've gone 2.5 inches down, and now I need to score at the 2-inch mark, which is right here. So I'm just going to run down and score that without slipping like I just did. There we go. Now all I have to do is rotate this and line my score mark up with the score guide right here. I don't have to pay attention to this part anymore. And we're just going to score it at 2 inches every time. So rotate, line it up there with our score guide. Score at 2 inches, and then rotate, line it up with our score guide, and score at 2 inches again. Pretty easy to do, right? That will be, I don't know if you can, there's the score marks. You can see my skip that I did right there. That's our score mark. So this will be our envelope. So I'm going to do that 8 times. I've changed out the bone folder I was using. I was using my embossing tool, but I find that this cardstock likes my silicone bone folder better because it slides, or my Teflon, I always call it silicone, likes the Teflon bone folder better. So I just switched it out. So that's why you see me using a different one. Now that I got all these scored, I need to run through and do the punching. So right here is our punch. And what you do is you line up your score line with the little caption bubble there and punch that just like that. And you just run around and do all sides of your little envelopes. So I got all of these little guys punched. Now what I'm going to do is go through on the opposite side, and picking one point, I'm going to punch it with the little rounder part, and that'll be the piece that folds over. That'll be the finished part. I think I'll do both pieces that are opposite of each other. So this one will show when I fold up the envelope, and this will be my flap. I'm just going to run through and do 2 sides real quick. While I've got this tool out, I'm going to go ahead and score these guys. So I'm going to score them at the 3-inch mark so I can just fold them. There's one. Now we're going to do our stamping. So I'm going to run through and stamp all of these little guys because I want them to have Mom's initial on them. So I'm going to open up my brown ink again, and I'm going to be real careful because I'm using this white cardstock. But on one of those, look, I said that and I just put that right in it, but you can't really see it. It's all right. So one of these flaps is going to be the outside flap. So I'm going to put an E on that flap. I think it'll be pretty. And I'm going to use the same E I did on her tags. So this guy's just going to live right here. This is what makes it nice and personal. This will be so pretty when they're folded. All right, so there's one. I'm just going to run through and do them all. Also, while I'm stamping, I'm going to stamp the cards themselves. So I'm going to do these a tiny bit different. On the cards, I want her initial up here, and I'm going to cut a strip of the pattern paper just to glue down here to the bottom. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take her little letter. I'm just going to stamp it up here toward the top middle, and then I'm going to cut a strip of pattern cardstock to go there. I think that'll be pretty. One thing I find is when I'm making a gift like this, I tend to be very, very simple with the design. For one thing, time, because you want to be able to make multiple gifts, so that can't be too detailed. And for another, if you're giving these to someone who's not a card maker, sometimes they like simple. Simple is easy for them to understand. Oh, I get what this gift is. You know, when there's not like pops and twists and easels and things like that with your cards. Simple is sometimes best. So I went through the paper and I found a strip that I wanted to use on the card itself, and I cut it down 3/4 of an inch by 3. And I'm just going to put that right here and let that be a super simple card. Just for little tags, I think it works perfectly. Now again, you can get as fancy as you want, but again, I think simple will be really pretty in here. All right, I'm going to fold them and crease them down. So fold like this and crease them. And now on my little cards, I'm going to go to the corners and use my corner rounder on the edges just to doll them up even a little bit more. Isn't that cute? Do you guys say doll them up? That's what we say in the South. Everybody knows what that means, right? All right, let's assemble our envelopes. And what we'll do here, we know that's our top flap, so we'll turn in the sides and crease those down, just like so. And I'm going to go ahead and flip this up and crease it, but then I'll add my glue. And I'm just going to put a strip of glue here and right here, and then close that down. So that is our little 3x3 envelope, and we can put our little card inside just like so. And there's her little card she can send. Super cute. You might even consider giving some stickers to go with it so they could put a sticker there to seal it. All right, let's put all of our envelopes together. So now we can put our envelopes and tags into our box, except for this. Y'all know how you tell me you want me to leave my mistakes in? I totally made an engineering flaw here. My fault. I don't do math. I should have made this project before bringing it to you. I know you're going to tell me that, but I wanted to get this to you so bad. Here's the situation. My envelopes don't fit, and I'm very sad about it. So here's one of my envelopes, and look, I did not think about making this slightly bigger for my envelopes to fit inside. Again, I'm very sad about it. So here's your thing. You could make a pocket right up here and put them here, which I may do. I did save myself some room for some stuff like that. So I may put my little book that I'm going to add right here and then make a pocket for my envelopes here. That's a good option. Or they just get the 3x3 cards. Either way it works. Your cards fit perfect. I did allow room for them. I just did not allow enough room for my envelope. So I apologize. But I still want you to be able to have this gift. I hope that doesn't ruin it for you. I feel like the pocket up here might be the way to go now that I look at it. Because the little book I'm going to make, I can adjust the size. So I think I might do that. Just put a little pocket here for envelopes, which will actually be kind of cute. Look how cute that would be there. So maybe it's a happy mistake. They happen, right? So we're going to keep going. Okay, let's make our A2 cards, by the way. Did I check? Yes, I knew these would work. I know my measurement for A2 envelopes. I just didn't think about the 3x3s not being 3x3 inches, but actually being 3 1/8 by 3 1/8. I didn't think about that, so I apologize. But your A2 envelopes will fit. This is an envelope for one here. All right, let's make our cards for over here. Now I'm going to make the cards and envelopes for the A2 side of our little slot. These are the ones I'm going to use. We have these in store and I love them. There's 50 in this pack, so I just wanted to show you where they came from. And I went ahead and counted out 12, and 12 fits just fine. Now I cannot add a lot of dimension, so these I'm just going to add flat down, okay? So here's what I've done. I've gone through and picked out some paper or some cardstock from the paper pack that I want to be the background of these cards. And since I'm making 12, I need 6 of these guys cut 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to do that really quick. See what I mean by sometimes your cardstock's a little generous. You have a little bit extra there. That's why you want to measure. All right, so there's that one. Let's do this one. Now I'm stacking these up too high, and I'm going to cut them down to 5 1/4. So that's 2 card fronts. And that gets me 4. I'm not going to get rid of this. I may use this somewhere else in this project, but I know I'll use it somewhere in a different project. So I'm going to hold on to that. So now you can see that these are going to be the card front. And I think they're so pretty. This is going to be one of my let the paper do the work projects. I'm just going to put a little initial down here, and that's the card. Okay, I think it's gorgeous. Plus, we're making a note card set, so this is perfect for that. All right, I'm going to put that aside while I work on the E that's going to go on the front. So the E I want to use on my cards is the one that complements the small one. I'm going to use the bigger one. And I went through my die sets and I found this scalloped oval that just fits this E. This is a Gina Marie set. I think it's the Stitch Scallop Oval die, and I love it. I think this will be perfect for this. So all I need to do is cut 12 of these out. So I've got my Cuttlebug out. I've got my A plate and my magnetic plate. A B plate. I'm going to lay a strip. I just took a piece of cardstock and cut it in half so it would fit in. And I'm going to try to get 12 out of these two strips of paper. So there's one. Isn't that pretty? All right, I'm going to run cut the rest of them and then we'll stamp them. All right, so this time we're going to stamp our E on the scallop circles. And that's all we're going to have to do. We're not going to have to layer these. These are going to go straight down onto our cards. So I'm just going to put this pretty big old E in the middle. Again, take your time here. This is where you'll get in a hurry and mess up. Let that ink transfer nice. Look how pretty that is on there. I love that. All right, I'm going to keep going. Okay, so let's assemble one together, and then you'll see how I'm going to put them all together. This is it. I'm going to take my piece of cardstock that's patterned and decide which way I want them to go. I think this way. I'm just going to glue this straight down to my card base. just like so. And like I said, I'm not wanting to add dimension here because I don't really have room to give her 12 cards plus put some foam in here. So these guys are going to get glued straight down. And I think this is so pretty. Right here at the top a little bit. You can put it wherever you want to, but I just think that's pretty like that. Gorgeous card. Isn't that pretty? All right, I'm going to assemble them all the exact same way, and we'll get right back together. All right, it's time to load them into the box. And I wanted to show you the striped ones too. Look how stinking cute these are. So there's the striped card, and there's the floral card. I think they're beautiful. I think I want the floral card to be the one that's facing up because I like it best. But you guys can do that whatever way you like. So put that in there like so. I'm going to open this box, and we're going to load these cards in just like that. Look how pretty that is in there. So nice. And you know, I keep thinking about this whole envelope situation, but I'm kind of liking the idea of having the envelopes here and the little book I want to make here, and then maybe even something else there. I might even, I don't know, we'll see. I've got some ideas. So I don't know that I've told you what this book is going to be. The idea behind the little book I want to create is to give Mom a place to put like all her January birthdays, her February birthdays in a little notebook so she can just go right here and see what cards she needs to send out when. And the cool thing is, you know, she has a card maker in her life, and I love to make cards. So when she gets low on things, she can just tell me what she needs to be, you know, refilled. So there we are, tags, 3x3s, and our A2 cards. When we get back together in our hopefully last video in this series, because this is now part 2, we're going to do our little book and pocket, the pocket for the envelopes, and we're going to decorate the front and put our little clasp and everything on. I want to have a magnetic clasp, and I've got an idea for around the corners. There's all kinds of things I got working. So there we go. Part 2 complete today. I love how that looks. Very, very pretty. I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I am. And I hope you don't mind me having that little error and coming back and fixing it. But that's kind of, I was totally going to redo it. And I thought, no, because I bet I'm not the only one who runs into engineering mistakes since we're not engineers, we're crafters, right? And I thought I want to show you how I would get around a mistake like that. So I think it'll be cool to show you by adding that pocket. All right, guys, there's our box so far. I'm super excited about it. Hope you're enjoying it. Remember, if you make one of these, I want to see it. So head to our customer gallery at maymaymadeit.com and share with me what you're making. I want to see how yours is going. Thanks so much for watching today, guys. Talk to you again next time. Bye-bye.